Hi then, welcome back to Bernama. Today with me, Jessie Chahal, and in the studio is Mr. Azizan Afandi, Executive Director of the Consumer Forum of Malaysia, with that assist MCMC. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling very good.
Yeah,
Thank
feeling
you.
very good?
Yeah, how about you?
I'm great. It's great to have you in the studio because, as I understand, the Consumer Forum of Malaysia is a platform or a go-to place for our audience and viewers, and of course Malaysians, to place their complaints or their dissatisfaction if there's anything that they need to voice out with regards to telco billing and so on and so forth, right?
You are totally correct there. But before that, may I just introduce who we are first, right? Okay, CFM, Consumer Forum of Malaysia, it's actually a body that is designated by SKMM back in 2001.
Okay.
So I'm more than 11 years old. And we are here actually to assist MCMC in achieving some of their functions, which is to protect the consumers.
Okay.
All right. But specifically for the communications and multimedia services, things like mobile phones, internet, pay TV, and all those communications and multimedia services.
Okay.
So, as you said just now, one of the main function is to provide platform for customers to lodge their complaints.
Okay.
Right. So apart from that, there's a lot of other things that we have to do, basically. Right?
So it's of course been around for some time, established at about 2001, yeah?
Yes.
As the complaints center under the MCMC Act, or rather under the Communications and Multimedia Act, and its role, I think, predominantly is to handle grievances and also be an advisory to the public customer.
Yes.
What are the kind of complaints and the kind of feedback you've received from the public at large so far?
As far as the communications and multimedia services is concerned, the complaints revolve around billing and charging, on quality of service, and on SMS issues of late. So I think those are the three major categories of complaints that we receive from consumers.
Okay.
But this billing and charging quite recently has been quite large or quite big, as also because I think most customers now are more aware of their rights. They scrutinize their bills, and they know where to go to if they have problems. So, I mean, for us, for the customers, what we would advise them is first on complaints, go to their service providers if they have problems.
Okay.
But if they fail to get satisfactory resolution, or their complaints for them are not addressed well or not attended to, then the second level is to CFM. Yeah.
The Consumer Forum of Malaysia will be there to hear you out and handle your problems with the necessary, perhaps telco or any service provider that is offering that. So let's look at what are you doing to reach out to those who are there, because perhaps not many people know that there's such thing as CFM around.
Being more than 11 years and not many consumers are aware of us is a challenging task for us. You know, we have just on statistics part, we have a total of 28+ million population, but we have 37 million mobile subscriptions.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about 127% penetration rate. So meaning most of the Malaysians have more than one mobile phones.
That's right.
Which is correct. I'm sure you do also.
I have only one, but can get another.
So then we have practically almost all Malaysians are our consumers, you know, on communications and multimedia. Then they go to the internet as well. Now a lot of more people are into internet, blogging, social networking.
That's right.
Yeah. So we have a lot of consumers to cover, rakyat to cover, you know. And as of now, the campaign is to make sure that people are aware of us, you know, because if they have complaints, they should come to us. That is the policy that has been set by MCMC, the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, the regulator.
Yeah.
So apart from, instead of they go to other agencies, to other ministries or another consumer association,
or to the press,
so they should come to us, because we are the one that has been designated by MCMC to address or to help the consumers on these complaints, multimedia communications complaints.
That's really good to know, because many a times I think many of our viewers, perhaps our audience, and you know, friends, family, get very frustrated when they're trying to get their services in order. Like you said, slow internet, wrong billing charges. You know, just not getting that kind of satisfaction to the customer service can be very frustrating.
Correct. Yes.
And so it's good to know that CFM is trying to reach out to the public as as well.
Yes.
And of course, we are discussing today on the role of a CFM and what their plans are. Now, I'm just trying to imagine a day at the office. You know, you're probably getting a lot of complaints, and so what is your approach of trying to handle this, and what has been some of the perhaps success stories you can share with us?
Okay, in terms of complaints per se, you know, apart from the other things that we have to do, people come to us through our portal, through our telephone hotline, complaints hotline. They can also fax and email to us their grievances.
Okay.
Then first, what we do is we address it to the relevant service providers, their respective service providers, you know, for them to come back to us why it was not resolved before, what happened there, and then we try to mediate, becoming a middle person to resolve amicably.
That's right.
In terms of success stories, there's a lot. I mean, some of the things that customers are not happy with the billing, they get their rebates. You know, the quality of service has improved in their areas when they reported it to us. You know, that kind of success stories.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is really good to know.
I think I forgot to mention about the reaching out to the consumers just now. You know, activities that we do, including seminars, we participated in carnivals, expo, to address the consumers, to educate the customers about us and our role, and also to empower them. I think this empowering to the consumers are very important. To cover all consumers out there is very difficult.
Yeah.
So what we need from them is to come to us. You know, if they come to us, they explain what are their problems, their issues, or even their suggestions, then we can take it up and address it.
Yeah.
We can address it to the service providers. We can address it also to the MCMC for the policymakers.
So their complaints can be heard, their voice can be heard. They can also come and suggest, you know, if they have any feedback as well. Well, consumer rights, of course, is something that we're practicing. Then you also be having a 6-month awareness campaign. Tell us about this campaign.
As I mentioned earlier, I think the awareness of CFM among the consumers out there is quite low. So we are embarking on this 6 months campaign. One of that is appearing in stations, in media like this, to just basically inform customers of who we are, what we are doing, and also empowering them to come to us to give feedbacks, to give opinions, to lodge their complaints. This campaign is actually together also with our service providers. You can see our badge, nice red box badge at their service providers' websites. Later on, we engage with a lot of other channels as well, appearing more in media, just basically to inform customers and, in other words, empowering them to know what are their rights as the communications and multimedia consumers.
You know, not an easy task there. You know, CFM is handling. I'm sure it's you know, it can get quite overwhelming at times. But you seem very calm and composed, and definitely the right man for this job. What is the future plans for CFM? Is there any more campaigns coming up? Are you planning to reach out in a different manner?
Okay, one of our plans is to come up with a portal, which actually almost at the end of the stage, where this portal will be like a one-stop center for the consumers to get anything about communications and multimedia information and services. You know, there's guides, there are tips, there are, you know, packages that they want to know. Any packages that they want to know will be available in the portal. It's like one-stop center for the communications and multimedia services. You know, for example, if you want to know about, you want to subscribe to a broadband service, you know, rather than you have to go to individual service providers, you just go to that portal. Yeah, you can just compare, you can see what are the available packages.
That is fantastic, a one-stop center. The website for now is cfm.org.my. That's the CFM website.
Correct, yes.
And then the portal will also be on the same address?
There will be linked to that, but since it's not launched yet, you know, it's just a sneak preview of what will be available in the website. It's going to be very, very soon. So I think this is one of the things that we want to also inform the customers. With that portal, we are actually empowering the customers. You know, before you subscribe, before you do anything, you can just check what are the tips and the guides, so that you are not, you know, you can fully utilize the services, ensure you are not, you know, some of the things, scams and everything can happen using the service, so you can protect yourself from all those as
Of course, a lot of scams happening as well.
Correct,
so the
yeah.
portal will be a good place to flash this news, you know,
News,
to
and
beware.
also how to protect yourself, what actions needs to be taken by them to ensure that they are not becoming a victim of that.
If there's one thing that you could share with our audience about you know, CFM, or rather the kind of complaints you receive, maybe, or maybe what the consumers should be more aware of, what would you like to say to them?
In terms of services, before they subscribe, I would like to advise them get all the information that they want. You know, because this service is quite dynamic, especially for wireless services. For example, you know, you want to subscribe to a wireless broadband, ensure that you know whether they are in their office or in their homes, they have the coverage before they subscribe. You know, once they subscribe, then
That's
come
a
back
problem.
yeah. So among other things that we want to advise them, you know, check their bills. You know, sometimes they have to know what they have used and ensure that they know the charges before they make calls, because there's a lot of times when customer call us, so they are not sure whether this is the right one. So advise them is check their bills. Even the prepaid now, they can check their itemized statements in the website. You know, they can just register, they can check their itemized bill in the website.
I think it's important for the consumer to be informed more than anything before they are subscribing for the service, like you said, any service, and then while they're having that service, to know if they are receiving what they have signed for, what they're paying for, and at the end also, I think for the consumer to give feedback to the service provider is also important.
Correct, yes, definitely. In terms of materials that we have also, you know, one of the things that we do in our office is also to draft a code of conduct for the service. You know, this code of conduct actually drafted by us, the Consumer Forum, together with the service providers and also the consumer associations who are our members, and then we submit it to MCMC for them to register it.
That's great, because then they can all react in the same manner.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
It's like a standard practice for all the communications and multimedia services. This is the code that we have prepared, which are currently enforced by MCMC to all the service providers.
Okay, so it's called the General Consumer Code of Practice for the communications and multimedia industry of Malaysia. So if any of you thought that there wasn't you know, a guideline or an SOP perhaps, then there is definitely one in place, and the Consumer Forum of Malaysia is there to hear you out and help you if you have you know, any things you'd like to highlight or address that revolves around perhaps your billing phone billing charges, any internet services, SMS, and so on and so forth. So the website is cfm.org.my. Do go there to get more information, and look forward to the portal that's coming as well, for it to be a one-stop center for you to check on you know, service providers, what they're offering, and what else you can get from that. Thank you so much for coming in and helping shed some light on this issue.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
And we also would like to thank you for inviting us for this. You know,
pleasure.
All right.
It is our job to do so. Well, that is it, Friday the 13th. Have a great weekend. When we come back next week, we have a lot more stories and informative news for you. Do stay tuned for that. But that's it, Jesse and Mr. Zizan Effendi signing out for now. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
See you.